From the north rim of Grand Canyon in the state of Arizona, we behold in the purple glow of a setting sun what is generally regarded as the world's grandest and most colorful spectacle. In the morning light, the canyon takes on a different hue, and it is this constant changing of color with each new hour of sunlight that baffles the artist who would paint the fleeting moods of this divine abyss. The North Rim is unquestionably the most advantageous point from which to view Grand Canyon at its best. It is here that Mother Nature paints her most magnificent pictures with a profusion of color and splendor that silences our feeble attempts at description and inspires us with a hymn of praise for the almighty powers of creation.
Oh, give thanks to the Lord, God of all. Sing His name, He whose blessings fall.
In carving this colossal gorge, more than a mile deep, the eternally busy Colorado River, which may be seen in the distance, has laid bare millions of years of the Earth's history, and its fascinating chronicle of antiquity can easily be read on the walls of the canyon, which consist of successive rock layers, like beds of masonry. The Grand Canyon was discovered by a Spanish explorer in 1540, and for more than 2 centuries thereafter, it remained practically unknown. From hour to hour during the day, the scene changes, and new shadows bring forth new colors, until just before sunset, we behold that ethereal mantle of purple, which no artist has been able to faithfully reproduce. And now we continue our journey to Bryce Canyon in the state of Utah. About 60 years ago, a Mormon pioneer named Ebenezer Bryce settled near the entrance to this canyon and succeeded in making a precarious living by raising livestock. He was a typical pioneer, and the scenic grandeur which surrounded him did not seem to interest him. The only comment on record which he made regarding this canyon was, "It's an awful place in which to lose a cow." Nevertheless, when the United States government made it a national park in 1928, it christened the canyon with the name of Bryce in memory of old Ebenezer. Perhaps there is no place on the earth that better illustrates the story of geological evolution than the remarkable natural formations of Bryce Canyon. Bridges, spires, minarets, arches, gables, all the achievements of architecture were formed here long before the coming of mankind. And the one grand thought behind it all is the unceasing patience of nature, building and destroying, with no thought for time or space or man.
The cowboy roams beneath the sky, through canyons deep or mountains high, where life is sweet and the soul is free. Oh, the canyon land is the land for me.
Drip of raindrops, aided by ice and wind, carrying away a grain of sand at a time, carve these fantastic monuments. As we gaze upon this celestial city, which has been reflecting the flush of morning and the glow of evening since time began, we lift our voices again in praise of Mother Nature, the greatest of destroyers and the greatest of builders. Within a short distance of the canyon, beautifully situated in the forest primeval, we find at Bryce Lodge and its adjoining cabins all the comforts of modern living, which add greatly to the convenience of a visit to the canyon.
Oh, buffalo gals, ain't you coming out tonight, coming out tonight, coming out tonight. Oh, buffalo gals, ain't you coming out tonight, dance by the light of the moon. Ain't you coming out tonight, coming out tonight, coming out tonight. Ain't you coming out tonight, dance by the light of the moon.
Until comparatively recent times, the canyon country was most inaccessible. But today, the building of good roads by the United States government has made it possible for all people to see what was once the exclusive privilege of the native Indians and a few pioneer white men. The Indians always regarded this strange land with a certain awe and fear. They made it a point never to be caught in the canyons after dark, for they believed them to be haunted by the demons of the night. Such awe-inspiring scenes have always struck fear into the hearts of primitive men. But to modern man, liberated from the shackles of superstition and fear, this divine spectacle is a revelation of the colossal forces of Mother Nature, who, for her own purpose, broods and rears and elevates, and also for her own purpose, levels, sweeps away, and destroys.